Salvete omnes. This is Abbey Latin Liber Primus, chapter 14. This is exercise C, parsing Latin to English. Sententia prima. Breve est iter ad oppidum, et magna cum celeritate ambulamus. So we start with breve. It's an adjective, the dictionary entry being brevis breve, short, low, or brief. And we're going to hold off on really parsing out the rest of this adjective until we can find out whether it agrees with a noun. But it does look pretty neutery. Est, from sum esse fui futurus, to be, is a third person singular present active indicative is. So something is. And that kind of fits up with breve, so it looks like a singular neuter thing is something. Is short. Iter itineris neuter, a journey, a route or route, a march. So iter itineris, itinerary, iter, itinere, itinera, itinerum, itineribus, itinera, itineribus. It is either a nominative singular subject, subject being the reason for nominative, or it is accusative case and it is singular, and if it's accusative, it's the direct object. Now, we can go ahead and scratch out the accusative direct object because we know from the previous word, sum esse fui futurus being a linking verb, that means we cannot have an accusative direct object in our sentence. That means that being that this is a linking verb, we must have a nominative subject and a predicate nominative. Breve, the adjective, is a predicate nominative. It's nominative, it's singular, it's neuter, it's an adjective. Predicate nominative to describe, be the predicate of our nominative subject. Short is the route. The route is short. The journey is short or brief. What journey? It's the one ad oppidum. Ad, preposition, takes the accusative, motion towards. We're going towards the oppidum e neuter, the town. We've got oppidum, a second declension neuter noun. It's either nominative, so it would be the subject. That doesn't make much sense. Don't we already have one of those, the iter? And could be accusative. You said no accusatives if the linking verb is est there, but it's accusative motion with the preposition ad. So that's okay, accusative motion. It's accusative direct object we cannot have if we have a linking verb as our verb. So we are going ad oppidum, towards, to or towards the oppidum, the town. It's the journey towards the town that is est, breve is short. Et keeps going, and conjunction. Magna, from magnus aon, great, big, large. That's got to be ablative singular feminine, but why would it be ablative singular feminine? Let's keep reading on. Cum, preposition cum means with, takes the ablative always and only, and it either shows accompaniment or it shows manner. So we are either in the company of something, like a person or a thing, or in the manner of something, something abstract, shows how the action of the verb is done. It's almost adverbial. And then celeritate, from celeritas, celeritatis. If it ends in tas, tatus, if a noun ends in tas, tatus, it must be feminine, and it's a third declension, to wit, because it ends in is in the genitive. Swiftness, celer, see the adjective celer, and then the suffix tas. Swiftness, the tas is the ness. Speed. Celeritate, because you can see the stem celeritat, and then there's the ablative letter E. Ablative, it's manner, because swiftness is kind of an abstract thing. You can't really see it, you can't really touch it, and it's working with the preposition cum, and the adjective magna agrees with it. Ablative singular feminine. So magna cum celeritate. It must be in this word order. Adjective, preposition, noun. with great speed, with great quickness, with great haste, and ablative of manner, showing how the action of the verb ambulamos is done, from ambulo, ambulare, ambulave, ambulatus, to walk. Ambulamos, first person plural, mus, we are doing the action, it's present tense, there's the present stem, it's active, and it's indicative. Let's solve the puzzle. The route to the town is short, and we are walking with great speed. Excellent. So the nominative subject, route to the town, est short. Short is the route to the town. And with great speed, we are walking, and we walk with great speed. Present tense, present time. Optime. Secunda, sententia secunda. Omnes soci cum Caesare pugnabant. So omnes comes from omnis, omne, all, every. Now keep in mind that omnes in English kind of do something weird. All or every. When we say everyone does something, sounds pretty singular, right? Everyone does something. But in Latin, it's totally going to be plural because it is. So if you see everyone in English, that equals the Latin all persons. Everyone equals all persons. If you see everything, that's going to equal the neuter Latin all things. So here we have omnes. Omnes is either going to be nominative or accusative plural, masculine or feminine, because it's a third declension. Third declension adjective must have third declension endings, omnis, omne, and it's a two termination. That means that it has one form for the masculine feminine, omnis, and then omne, in its dictionary entry, that's the neuter form, that's the neuter nominative. So it has two, one for the masculine feminine, and then a separate one for the neuter. This one's masculine or feminine. Otherwise, the neuter would be omnia, but this is omnes. By itself, as a substantive, it can mean all persons or everyone. But here it's agreeing with the noun soci, so it's saying all the soci, every socius. So soci, from socius, masculine, an ally. Soci could be the genitive singular, but it's the nominative plural masculine. Omne soci go together, nominative plural masculine. All allies, all the allies. Every ally. All allies, cum, preposition, meaning with. Always takes the ablative. It can mean accompaniment or it can show manner. Caesare, well, I guess you can fight in the manner of Caesar, but it's more likely to be accompaniment. Caesar, Caesaris, masculine, third declension masculine. This is the ablative. Cum Caesare, with Caesar, along with Caesar, at the side of Caesar, at Caesar's side, alongside Caesar, in the company of Caesar. Pugnabant. This is going to come from pugno, pugnare, pugnavi, pugnatus, to fight. And it's got unt, third person plural, ba, imperfect, and there's the present stem from pugna, which the imperfect is formed off of. They, third person plural, were, pugna, fighting. Who were? Ah, the nominative subject. All the allies were fighting with Caesar, alongside Caesar. Optime. Tertia, sententia tertia. Ob pugnaverantne duces fortes cum omnibus copiis oppida magna? Really? So, nay, yes or no, neutral yes or no, nay. Question, interrogative. Ob uppugnaverantne. So it's uppugnaverant. Third person plural. Pluperfect active indicative of uppugno, uppugnare, uppugnavi. There's the perfect stem uppugnav, the base of the pluperfect. And then the fourth principal part is oppugnatus, to not just fight, but to obpugnare, to fight against, to attack, to assault. So they had assaulted. And it's a question. Had they assaulted? Yes or no? I don't know who they are. Let's read on. Duces, from dux, ducis, masculine, a leader, a third declension masculine noun. This is either the nominative, duces, or the accusative. So either the leaders had attacked, did they? I don't know, yes or no. Or they had attacked the leaders. We don't know if the leaders are the subject in the nominative or the direct object in the accusative. Gotta read on. Fortes. This is from fortis, forte, a third declension, two termination adjective. So we'll have third declension adjective I stem endings based off the stem fort. So like duces, it looks like it's nominative or accusative. Could agree with duces. Plural and masculine or feminine. Cum, preposition, means with, takes always and only the ablative, can either show accompaniment or manner. Omnibus, from omnis, omne, all, every. Ibus, that's either the dative or the ablative. Hey, we need an ablative with the preposition cum, with all, something ablative-y plural. It's probably accompaniment. Copies, indeed it is. So copia, I, feminine, in the singular means plenty, wealth, or resource, but in the plural, copiae, aurum, feminine plural, means troops or forces, with all the forces. Ablative of accompaniment with the preposition cum, with all the forces. So they had either attacked the brave leaders with all the forces, or the brave leaders did the attacking. Let's find out. Oppida magna, and that seals the deal. Oppida, from oppidum e neuter, a town. Second declension neuter, e o, a, there it is, a orum is, a is. So either the nominative or the accusative, plural neuter. So it's either the subject or the direct object. It's in the same boat as duces. So either the duces fortes, the brave leaders, had done the attacking. I don't know, yes or no. Or the magna, magnus aum, big, great, large in size and importance. Looks like it agrees with oppida. It could also be nominative or accusative, plural neuter, the big towns. Okay, so did the big towns attack the brave leaders, or did the brave leaders attack the big towns? I'm going to say that the duces fortes are the subject, and the oppida magna are the direct object receiving the action of the verb attacking. So, asking a question. Had the brave leaders attacked the oppida magna, the big towns, the large towns, with all of their forces? Or you could say, had the brave leaders with all of their forces attacked the oppida magna, the large towns? Optime. Quarta, sententia quarta. Nostri tellis gravibus hostes vulneraverent. So nostri, from the adjective noster, nostra, nostrum. And noster, nostra, nostrum is a first and second declension adjective because it uses first and second declension adjective endings, and is all of them, all first and second declension adjectives are three terminations because they have a separate form for the masculine noster, another form for the feminine, nosra, and another form for the neuter, nosrum. This is going to be either a masculine or a neuter form, nosri. It's either genitive, singular, masculine, or neuter, or it could be nominative, plural, masculine. And it usually shows up as nominative, plural, masculine in these sentences because there's an implied weary, where nosri is acting like a substantive adjective. A substantive is a fancy word for a noun. It's an adjective that dresses up like a noun. So we say ours or our men. Tellis, from tellum e neuter, an assault weapon, a spear or a throwy thing, heavy weapon. It's either dative or plural neuter, tellis. And then gravibus, from gravis grave. Gravis grave is a third declension, so it will have third declension adjective endings. Those are I stem as well. And it will it's a two termination. Because it agrees with the noun tellum, tellis, it's got to be neuter. It's got to have the same gender, number, and case. Both of these are going to be either dative or ablative, plural neuter. It's probably going to be ablative, but let's make sure. And what kind of ablative would it be if it were ablative? Well, it's not going to be location, there's no in. It's not going to be accompaniment, there's no cum. It's not going to be separation, there's no ab. In fact, there's no preposition of any kind. And that's got to be that's right, ablative of means, instrumentality, by means of heavy weapons. Hostes, from hostis, hostis, masculine. It's an I stem. It means a public enemy, in the plural, the public enemy, or the enemy. It's either nominative or accusative, plural. So nominative, it would be the subject. Accusative, it will be the direct object. Now note that nostri would have to either be genitive, it could be by means of the heavy weapons of our man, genitive, or it could be nominative plural. In that case, that would make hostes the accusative. Vulneraverent, and now we know. So vulneraverent begs for an accusative direct object, of which we wouldn't have one unless hostes is it. Because nostri can't be accusative. It can't be the enemy will have wounded our men. It has to be nostri, our men, third person plural, future perfect, active indicative, our men will have wounded, vulnero, vulnerare, vulneravi, vulneratus, the enemy. Our men will have wounded the enemy. With what? Using what instrument? What object? The tellis gravibus, using heavy weapons, heavy assault weapons. Our men will have wounded the enemy with heavy weapons. Future perfect, it will have happened. Sententia quinta. Dux audax tenebat in casris consulem cum fratribus sororibusque. So dux audax, a dux, from dux ducus masculine, a nominative, singular masculine, has to be nominative. This is going to be easy. This is definitely going to be our subject. No bones about it. Dux, the leader. Audax, audacus. It is a third declension. It is third declension, and its genitive is audacus, because you have to know the genitive of a third declension, one termination. The stem is audac. Now, audax here looks like it agrees with dux. Doesn't have to, but it looks like it does, because audax could be nominative, it could be singular, and it could be masculine to agree with dux. Could also be feminine, could also be neuter, could also be accusative singular neuter. Tenebat, from teneo, tenere, tenui, tentus, to hold, to grasp, to have. So it's a third person with the T, imperfect with the ba, and the stem is tenne, present stem is tenne, from the second principal part, tenere, and chop off the re, tenebat. So we know the leader is the subject. The leader was holding, keeping, having. We can even say the bold leader. The daring leader was keeping or having. In, in plus the accusative, that with the would be motion towards, meaning into or onto, but in plus the ablative, meaning in or on, would show location. And kasris from kasra orum, always neuter, always plural, meaning camp. This is pretty much going to be in the ablative. Could be in the dative. It's not in the dative. This is going to be ablative, plural neutered, with the preposition in. In kasris, in the ablative, plural neuter location in the camp. So the bold leader was keeping some sort of accusative direct object located in the camp. Consulem, from consul, consulus, masculine. I can't remember what that is in English. It's a consul. Accusative direct object. So it's the direct object of the verb. The bold leader was keeping the consul in the camp. Oh no. Cum, preposition with, always takes the ablative, either accompaniment or ablative of manner. Fratribus, from frater, fratris, masculine, meaning brother. Fratribus could be dative. It's not dative. It's going to be ablative of accompaniment, with the preposition cum, with brothers. Sororibusque, the que, the enclitic que, it's a conjunction, attaches to the end of a word like an alien parasite, and you translate it before the word to which it is attached, like an alien parasite. So the and, the conjunction, goes here. Fratribus et sororibus is basically the equivalent, with brothers and with sisters. Sororibus, from soror, sororis, feminine. The ablative of accompaniment, plural feminine. So the bold, daring, audacious leader, subject, was keeping, was holding, used to keep the consul in the camp with his brothers and his sisters. Optime, sexta, sententia sexta. Omnes insulam in flumine Britanno spectabant. Cool story. Omnes. Okay, as I said before, if you encounter this word, omnes, omne, all or every in the plural, keep in mind that it is often used as a substantive, meaning it is often used as a noun to mean all or everyone. And everyone sounds singular in English, but it is definitely plural in Latin. So omnes, you should translate as all persons if it's acting as a substantive, and it is. So nominative or accusative. If it's nominative, it's the subject. Accusative, it's the direct object. Here it's going to be nominative, the subject. All persons. Everyone. Just watch the tense of your verb. So everyone was looking, singular. All persons were looking. Latin has the were, the plural, third plural, because it is plural. Even if you translate this as everyone and use a singular, was looking at, keep in mind in Latin it's plural, because Latin's correct and English is not. So insulam, from insulae, feminine, meaning island. Insulam, accusative, singular, feminine. Direct object of the verb spectabant. So all persons were looking at the insulam, the island. Where was it? In plus the accusative would show motion towards, into, or onto, but in plus the ablative shows location, in or on. Flumen, fluminous, neuter, river or stream. Third declension neuter, not an I stem. Flumine is the ablative, because we are in plus the ablative location, we are in or on the river. And it's a British river, Britanno, from Britannus a first and second declension adjective, all of them are three terminations. And Britanno, that's ablative singular neuter to agree with the ablative singular neuter flumine. Spectabant, third person plural imperfect active indicative of specto, spectare, spectavi, spectatus. All were looking at the accusative direct object, insulam, the island, on the British River, or in the British River. Everyone was looking at the island in the British River. Optime. Septima. Sententia septima. Mater cum filio forti manebit. Mater from mater, matris, feminine, mother. Nominative, singular, must be the subject. So mom's doing something. Cum, preposition, meaning with, always takes the ablative to show either accompaniment or to show manner. Filio, from filius, masculine, son, male offspring. So going to be ablative, singular masculine, and accompaniment because of the preposition cum. Forti, from fortis, forte. Third declension adjective, meaning brave or strong, and it's a two-termination adjective. So the nominative masculine feminine is fortis, and the nominative singular neuter is the forte. This is forti because all third declension adjectives have I stem endings. Forti, the letter I, that's going to be the ablative. Could be the dative, but it's ablative because of the preposition cum. So with her brave son, with her strong son, and she will manebit. Third person singular, the T, future, manea, manere, mansi, mansus, to wait, stay, remain. Mother will remain, will stay with her brave son. Oh, how nice. Octava, sententia octava. Rex potens et regina cum filiabus sedent. So a rex potens, a rex, from rex regis masculine, a king. This is the nominative singular masculine, must be the subject. That's easy. Potens, from potens potentis, powerful. The root is able to. If you're able to do it, you are powerful. And because it's potens potentis, it is a third declension adjective, and it's a one termination, where potens serves as the nominative for all three genders, masculine, feminine, and neuter. But when you decline it, the neuter does follow its own third declension neuter track. Here, potens is nominative, singular, and could be masculine or feminine. Looks like it agrees with Rex. Probably also agrees with Regina, the powerful king and queen. We could say the powerful king and the powerful queen. Et conjunction, joining Rex potens and Regina, from Regina I feminine, a first declension feminine noun, meaning queen. This is the nominative singular feminine subject. So the powerful king and the queen, and they are the subject together, joined by the conjunction et. Cum, preposition meaning with, always takes the ablative. It can mean accompaniment, or it can take ablative of manner. Filiabus, from filia, I, feminine, daughter, female offspring. Filiabus, well, it could be dated with that bus ending, but it's going to be ablative. Note that filia, I, feminine is a first declension noun, but it doesn't have the is ablative feminine ending because, remember, filia and dea have slightly different endings to distinguish from their masculine counterparts. Remember, filiabus, deabus. So this is the ablative plural feminine with the preposition cum. Accompaniment, with their daughters. Sedent, third person plural, present tense, active indicative of sedeo, sedere, sedi, sessus. They sit. We have dual subject. The powerful king and queen are sitting with their daughters, alongside their daughters. Nona, sententia nona. Frater consulis, tuo patri tella dabit. Frater, from frater, fratris, masculine, brother. This must be the nominative singular masculine. Therefore, if it's nominative, it must be the subject. So brother is the subject. Consulis, from consul, consulis, masculine, consul, one of the two supreme executive magistrates of the Roman Republic. This is the genitive form, must be genitive, and therefore shows possession. So possesses the brother of the consul, or we could say the consul's, apostrophe s, brother. Tuo, from tuos aum, yours, as in singular you, thy or thine. Patri, from pater, patris, masculine, father. Patri, third declension, masculine, not an I stem. This is the dative form, patri. And tuo, dative or ablative, singular, masculine, or neuter, but probably is dative to agree with the patri, your father, to your father. Reason for dative is the indirect object. So the brother of the consul's brother, will give some accusative direct object to the dative indirect object. Tella, from tellum e neuter, a weapon, assault weapon, because it's a second declension neuter. E o a is. It's nominative or accusative plural, ends in the letter A. So tella, nominative or accusative. If it's a nominative, it's the subject. It's not the nominative. If it's accusative, it's the accusative. It'll be the direct object, so it's the direct object. Tella is the direct object of the verb dabit. Dabit, do, dare, dedi, datus, to give. Third person singular. Future tense, be, present stem is da, to give. So someone will give. The brother will give. We knew he's the subject. He's the consul's brother. The brother of the consul will give the accusative direct object weapons to the dative indirect object father belonging to you, your father. The consul's brother will give weapons to your father. The brother of the consul will give weapons to thy father. And decima, sententia decima. Vidi omnia in castris. Vidi, from video, videre, vidi, visus, to see. Vidi is the first person singular perfect active indicative. Just remember what Caesar said. Veni, vidi, vici. I came, I saw, I conquered. There, you got the third principal parts of three important Latin verbs. Veni, vidi, and vici. So, I saw, don't say seed, or I have seen. Omnia, omnia from omnis, omne, all, every. So omnia, because it's a third declension adjective, uses I stem endings. So omnia is either the nominative or accusative plural neuter, omnia. And if you see this word as a substantive, like it is here, and use it in the neuter, it's going to mean all things, which equals often the English everything. All things equals everything. Everything equals all things. Just like omnes, all persons, equals everyone. So omnia means everything, all the things. In plus the accusative, which show motion towards, translate into or onto, but in plus the ablative shows location, translate in or on the castris. From castra, orum, always neuter, always plural, camp. And with the preposition in means the ablative, location, in the camp. I saw everything in the camp. I saw all things in the camp. Optime, very well done. That wraps it up for exercise C. You are now ready to move on to exercise D. Volete omnes.